Hello, so today we are joined by a very special guest, none other than Steve Judge. So Steve represented UK and GB as a para-triathlete, triathlon, yeah. Getting accolades as a British champion, a European champion, and a world champion. And then from there, Steve, you used your incredible story to motivate others, run workshops, and particularly focusing around public speaking and presenting. So I think first it would be great to hear a little bit about the actual journey itself and how you got from being involved in the sport and then going on to speaking and sharing your story.
So I think the story that I've got was really empowering, and I think the first talk that I did was with my sister's school, the school that her kids went to. I went there and I felt such a buzz afterwards. Really enjoyed it. Now I was working part-time at the time with in the Scout Association for the media team. That came to an end after 3 years, and people said to me, what are you going to do next? What are you going to do? And I'd done a bit of speaking, and I said to them, I said like a Superman pose. I said, I'm going to be a motivational speaker. And they're like, wow, that's amazing, Steve. How are you going to do that? And I said, I stood in the pose. I said, I haven't got a clue. I didn't have a clue how to be a motivational speaker, but I knew that that's what I really wanted. Yeah. I'd learned by that stage that if I found something that I really wanted to do and I was passionate about it, I would make it work. I'd make it happen. So that's what I did. And one of the first things I did was I joined the PSA, Professional Speakers Association, where I met like-minded people that were speakers and they were earning a living from it. I thought, this is what I want to be like them. I was really passionate about getting my story across because this is what my why is. My why is almost a frustration. It frustrates me that people are all talk sometimes. I want to do this, I want to do that, but I can't do this, I can't do that. They're constantly leaning on their excuses. And so by telling my story, that empowers them, inspires them, motivates them to get up and do something. So I'm always looking for the best ways to do that. As a speaker, that's what I can do. I can actually motivate them to actually go and take action. There's a quote that I'm really using a lot at the moment, and it's we've got 2 lives. We've all got 2 lives, and our second one starts when we realise we've only got one. So that means you need that moment of inspiration to realise, oh my goodness, we've only got one life, I better start living it. Now for me, that was the car accident back in 2002. I survived from that, and I realised I've got one life, I better start living it. I don't want anybody else to go through what I've been through, the hell, the traumatic experience, the pain. But if I can tell my story in the best way possible, make it memorable, make it entertaining, give it the highs, give it the lows, the takeaways, if I give all of that, I can be that epiphany moment for those people. I can have people coming out from the audience saying, I've just heard Steve Judge speak, I'm now going to live my life to the max. So they don't have to have the car accidents or any of the pain or anything, they can just listen to my story. So I'm going to make sure that it's the best way possible. So I'm always looking at best ways to improve my speaking capabilities in my profession.
No, absolutely. That all sounds fantastic. And what you were saying about telling your story, when I speak, I find that putting elements of my life and my story, even if it's just one person that connects with the audience, you're doing them a tremendous favour. So I talk about, even in, when I'm speaking for work, I'm talking about obviously what we do. I mentioned I'm a young carer, or I have been for my mum in the past. Maybe one person in the audience is also a young carer, and they think, okay, maybe I can do something similar. Maybe I can tell my story and share my passions and get other people excited. So I think telling a story, being able to articulate a story, is a really great way of speaking. Now, obviously, you're really fantastic at what you do, but obviously with COVID and things getting shut down, I know we transferred to the digital world in terms of speaking.
We did.
So if you'd like to tell me a little bit about Zoom, because I know that you received a bit of an accolade with Zoom.
I did, yeah. So I don't lean on my excuses, as you know. So when the pandemic hit and we couldn't do the stage speaking, the face-to-face, we had to go online, we had to go on Zoom. And I suddenly realised, can I just say, I was sulking at this stage. I was like, yeah, Zoom. I was like, oh no, Zoom. But I realised that, how do I stand out? Being a speaker, you want to be unique, you want to be memorable. And on the stage, I am. I'm very energetic. I run up and down the stage, and it's very interaction as well, big thing. On Zoom, you're suddenly all in this box, and we're all the same. So how do I stand out? So one of the things that I did was, something that I'd always wanted to do was introduce sound effects into my story. Now, I don't mean the cheesy sound effects, but the ones that actually tell the story. So I tell the story about the car accident. So I have the screeching of brakes. I had the car smashing into a pole. I have the ambulance and the police sirens coming to the accident, and I'm talking over the top of all of this. When we're talking about me competing as an elite athlete, we've got the crowd cheering. You can hear them cheering my name because it's actual footage that I've used the sound from. So bringing that also people can see me better because I'm on the screen. They can see my eyes, they can see the passion, they can hear the sound effects, and they get drawn into it. You know, one person even said, and I don't want to shout about this too much, but they said my story was better on Zoom than it was on the stage. So I take that as an accolade, but don't tell too many people about that because I want to be on the stage.
Of course.
But yes, so I grabbed hold of it. I thought about what more can I do on Zoom to make it more entertaining, more memorable. And yes, like you said, I was lucky enough to receive the Speaker of the Year, the online Speaker of the Year last year from East Midlands for the PSA, Professional Speakers Association, which again gives me clarification that I was doing everything right. And it's so nice that the pandemic is coming to an end, hopefully in the future, and we can get back out on the stage. And so yeah, I'm really looking forward to doing more face-to-face gigs.
Amazing. And what I love there is the fact that you know, with Zoom, maybe it's easy to fall back in. You've just got this little box, there's nothing I can do about it. But being proactive and putting in the sound effects and making it visual. I think I always say motion creates emotion. So if I do a presentation, I'll have music playing when they come in. I'll be like you, I'll be up and about around the stage, engaging with people. Yeah. Because that's what people buy into. They buy into your story, but they'll remember a sound. They'll remember you moving your arms. They won't remember you stood in the corner, you know, timidly speaking. They'll remember the passion. Yeah. You know, I think like speaking about something you're passionate about, that's what people buy into. Don't speak about something that, you know, they might like to hear. If you talk about something you genuinely care about, that's what people buy into. Like motion creates emotion. Yeah. But saying that, obviously we're out of the pandemic era. Yep. We're live. We're on stage again. What would be the biggest piece of advice you would like to give somebody who is maybe starting their speaking journey or wanting to engage an audience, whether that's even at work, even if it's a presentation at school or college? What would you say is the best way to sort of diversify yourself and be better than the person before you and better than the person after you?
First of all, if you want to become a speaker, tell people that you're a speaker, and then you'll get some speaking gigs. If you keep saying that I'm a speaker, make your own business cards, get a website as soon as you can, make it yourself, whatever. Tell people that you're a speaker and that you can speak at events, and then people will book you. If you don't tell anybody, nobody's going to find you and ask you to speak. So first of all, shout loud about it. And when you start getting the gigs, then shout even louder. Get a photo of you on the stage with a mic and something like that, a really impressive one. Show reel, obviously, that comes down later. But yeah, the advice on how to improve once you've got your foot in the door is by watching loads of other speakers, even if the subject is not yours. And you might not remember much of what they said, but there might be one thing that stands out that they said that you can think, and you can be inspired by that. Either, use it or use something close to it. And when I say speakers, not just speakers, entertainers. I think as a speaker, you've got to accept that we're in the entertainment industry. So people are there to be entertained. They're kind of sat there saying, what's in it for me? Why am I sat here listening to you? What are you going to teach me? How are you going to entertain me? So watch other entertainers, other speakers, go to the theatre, see how the actors do it, the proper actors, learn from them. Comedians as well, learn about comedians, find out what they do, go to open mic nights. If you're brave enough, even get on the stage and do an open mic. You'll learn so much from it. I haven't done that yet, but I will do at some point. But yeah, you can, and just watch them on YouTube and just absorb it all in, and then pick and choose, and you will form your keynote. And that's ongoing. I've been doing it for 5-6 years, and it's still evolving. It's still getting better and better and better and better by me watching more and more speakers and entertainers. Yeah.
Fantastic. And there'll plenty of more to come as well. You're releasing the second book, so I'm really excited about that.
Yeah. It hasn't got a title yet, but it's going to be more of a personal development book, helping people to actually become a high achiever. The 5 strategies that you need to do that. I know what they are. I'm going to put them in the book, buy the book, and then you can be a high achiever.
Well, really excited to read that, and obviously really excited to see you on stage live again, doing your thing. So thank you so much again for joining us, Steve, and we'll see you very soon.
No problem. Thank you.